The Portland Trail Blazers have a new head coach, and it is not who their star point guard asks for. We obviously know Damian Lillard is one of the premier guards in our league, definitely top 5, maybe top 3. Some would say the best in the game right now. He's somewhere in there for me. He's an incredible talent, definitely a top 10 player at this point in his career. He's been with the Blazers for 9 years, and now we're at that point in Dame's career where I believe his brand has capped out. He's maximized the loyalty guy in Portland, and here we are. The Blazers hired Chauncey Billups as their new head coach over the weekend, who's finishing up his assignment as assistant with the Los Angeles Clippers. So Chauncey's a guy that Dame somewhat knows, reportedly, but here's the thing, he's not who Dame wanted. Dame told Portland a short list of coaches that he would like to see as the next Blazers head coach. That list was reportedly led by Jason Kidd. J. Kidd obviously turned down the opportunity to go to Portland in favor of going to Dallas, a place that he played for a good chunk of his back end of his career. But obviously, you know, that what does that put Dame in Portland? Clearly, he doesn't love the idea of playing with Chauncey Billups. I'm not saying that he hates it, but obviously he doesn't love it. Chauncey Billups wasn't on Dame's short list. Look, I would be concerned if I was a Portland Trailblazer fan from this standpoint. And I've said this before. Sometimes you need to watch who's doing the report in the NBA. And when I see Chris Haynes reporting on anything Portland Trailblazer led, anything Damian Lillard specifically led, my antennas are going to go up. Because we know Dame has a relationship with Chris Haynes. Dame does his podcast like 3-4 times a year. I'm not saying that Dame is feeding Chris Haynes information verbatim about the future of his career. I'm just saying I'm going to listen when Chris Haynes does reporting with Damian Lillard. Clearly, if not Dame, clearly Chris Haynes has a good relationship with somebody over in the Damian Lillard camp. It might be Dame. Only time will tell that. But if Chris Haynes is reporting that Damian Lillard might demand a trade out of Portland, I'm going to listen. For me personally, I don't think Damian Lillard would demand a trade out this summer. I think we're in for an ugly year, though, if you're a Blazers fan. Every year there's somebody. We thought that this would be the year of Giannis, in which Giannis was in the last year of his deal with Milwaukee. We thought the Bucks would have to listen and field offers for their MVP, but Giannis opted to re-sign in December. It then turned into the year of James Harden. A couple years ago, it was the year of Anthony Davis. Every year there's a star, borderline superstar, sometimes already a superstar, that wants out, wants something new. It usually happens around that 9 or 10 year marker in their career. Dame's at 9 seasons with Portland, and here we are. For me, I think this is the ugly year. I think it's going to get ugly in Portland all year, next year. And I didn't think it helps, and I was listening to Colin Cowherd over at The Herd earlier with FS1. I thought he made some good points. Let's not forget this part. Dame's going to the Olympics this summer, barring a setback. And what do we know about the Olympics? Those friendships build. You bond with other stars, guys that understand the pressures of what you deal with. Dame ain't never been around that. Dame's a loyal guy. Dame's a solid dude. He seems like a guy, and I don't know this because I don't know Dame personally, never even met Dame, but he seems like a guy that rocks with his set core friend group and trusts the people that he trusts, right? Well, Dame's about to go this summer and being part of Team USA and represent our country. And what comes with that is he's going to be around other star caliber guys that would love to have him as their point guard. And I'm sure vice versa. The best teammate Dame has had thus far has been C.J. McCollum. Obviously, Carmelo Anthony is probably the best Dame, the best name Dame's ever played with, but Melo's not that guy anymore. He had been that guy in Portland, clearly. So C.J.'s been the best teammate that Dame has had. LaMarcus Aldridge, obviously we know that was short-lived. Well, now Dame's going to be around some of the other premier talents in the league, and like we've seen in the past, with it was LeBron, with Melo and D-Wade and Bosh, but whether it was Kyrie Irving, ended up joining forces, Kevin Durant and DeAndre Jordan, these things are not accidents, how they manifested. those three guys signed in Brooklyn on the same day. You know, LeBron signed with Miami the day before Chris Bosh and D Wade. They've admitted that this relationship, it started and formed on that Team USA team. So I think there's a very good possibility that Dame forms a relationship like that with somebody. He's like, damn, I love how things operated in Team USA. I know I can't play with all 12, 13 of these guys, but if I could get one of these guys in my situation with me in Portland, man, life would be a lot easier. Somebody that gets it, gets what it takes to be a star in this league, the pressures, the work ethic. You know, all due respect to CJ, there's better than CJ McCollum out there. And when Chris Haynes says Dame is considering a trade request or demand, I'm listening. I don't think it's going to be this summer. I actually don't think there's a great market for Dame right now. But I do believe next year Damian Lillard, after year 10, will be somewhere else. And I don't believe Blazer Nation will be that tough on Dame. He was solid. He was loyal. He gave him 10, no championships. And it's not his fault. You know, I know Dame re-upped and re-signed in Portland, but the Blazers have failed Damian Lillard in a lot of ways. You know, he was able to produce a Western Conference Finals appearance, but Yusuf Nurkic has been unable to stay healthy. CJ McCollum has been a great talent, but I don't believe a championship contending team can have Dame and CJ in your backcourt together. Neither one of those guys would neither one of those guys would say defense is their strong suit. So I believe Dame's going to need a bigger guard or some type of perimeter caliber talent that can help him out night in, night out, achieve his goal of winning the championship. It would be great if Portland could pull it off, but I don't see a market for that. So we shall see. Y'all let me know, when will Damian Lillard be moved if you believe it's going to happen? It is worth noting that a fan did hit Dame and was like, yo, you know, your new head coach, Chauncey Billups, had a serious sexual assault allegation against him in 97. What do you think about it? Essentially is what I'm summarizing here. Dame said, I was asked what coaches I like of the names I heard, and I named them. Sorry I wasn't aware of the history. I didn't read the news when I was 7 or 8 years old. I don't support those things. But if this is the route y'all want to come at me, say less. The only reason why I brought that up is obviously Dame's a guy that he likes social media. One of my partners actually was in Noble with Dame over the weekend. He's chilling. He's with his homies. He's relaxed. He's enjoying his offseason. He's on his phone. He sees. And if he's going to start responding to like Blazer fans or fans on social media about his future, it's only a matter of time, people. I'm telling you, every time this game has started, usually it ends with the star being traded and having success in their next situation, usually immediately. And I know Giannis is maybe one of the anomalies. He re-signed in Milwaukee, and he's one game away from the NBA Finals. But they usually don't play out how Giannis' situation has played out. Usually, when the star starts to respond to the fans, tell them say less, usually the end is in sight. And I believe the end of Dame in Portland is in sight. Do I think it's tomorrow? No. But a year from now, I believe, unless the Blazers miraculously pull off a championship run next year, I doubt we see Dame in Portland. I think he's going to demand a trade out.